What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Leonard, man, coming back at you again with another sketchbook tour. You wondering how the heck did he finish that sketchbook so quick? And the answer is Leonard and it be. So he gets it poppin'. I tell on me, boy, like I work at Baskin Robbins. Young boys deep. Yeah, you know that we stay mobbing. Young clean. Like I stay mopping. Come on, man. Off the dizzome. I ain't even gonna say too much, man. Let's get to the sketchbook tour. This is sketchbook number 5. Alright, man. Let's get this sketchbook tour started, no? This is sketchbook number 5, if you cannot tell by the handprint on the front. And let's get straight into it, man. I don't even know what brand of sketchbook this is. Yep. Let's go. So here I got some hands, man. I love to start sketchbooks off with hands because they feel familiar to me and I just like drawing them. I was using a cheap watercolor set at this point after I had invested in a waterproof fountain pen. Fountain pen that takes carbon or black carbon ink, which is not this one, but this one. It takes carbon black ink, which is waterproof, so it doesn't smear when you do watercolors over it, which is the whole point I got this mixed media sketchbook. So yeah, anywho, man. And I wasn't satisfied with how, even though it was waterproof, these watercolors were sort of chalky once they dried over the pen, and I didn't like that. So this is just me struggling. This drawing right here, this might be the worst drawing in the entire sketchbook. Actually, this is a horrible drawing, but sometimes you got to get them out of your system. These are fun. Again, just cheap watercolors. Nothing crazy. I drew a hippo here. I like this hippo a lot. Like that beetle a lot. This castle's cool. These would be really cool if the watercolors that I use weren't so poo, but they were so bad. So these city scenes are just not that great to me. Obviously some Jujutsu Kaisen art. If you're aware of that, then you knew that just because of the domain expansion. Just some goofy stuff there. This is like a telephone, little scenery from a restaurant. This is not a life drawing, it's from an image. These are all just from images off Pinterest that I do, or that I saw, that I drew. And then this is a house off Pinterest that I drew, again off Pinterest, but I've been told that these kind of speak a unified story, and I think I would agree with that. Like maybe they found a tape recorder next to this fire hydrant, and they live in San Francisco, which is why it's sloped. They take an avocado on a hike and put it in some leftover Chinese food, and that's their lunch. And on the hike, they see a blue beetle. They live here. This guy is some sort of antagonist. She's running from something. That's the story I put together in my head for these 2 pages. I love this page a lot. I think my favorite one on this page is the police officer, just because I think it's such a good sketch. Yeah. I draw manga and anime when I don't know what to draw, although this is the only time I do that in the sketchbook, I think. So most of the stuff in here is not me just drawing manga. This is all with a new watercolor set that I forgot to even mention. This is with a new watercolor set that I got. This Winsor Newton travel watercolor set here. Excuse me. Which is great. I really, really, truly enjoy it. And you can see that it doesn't dry chalkily. It's got a nice, like, matte texture to it, which watercolors should have, I think, in my very uneducated opinion. And I like this guy's shirt a lot because I like the way I painted the camo. This page I love, or this spread I love. I just think it's great. I love it. It's so nice. This spread is fun as well. This page in particular is great. I love this frog. I think I like everything here, even the goldfish, but this is my least favorite by far. Same with this page, but this robot is my least favorite. It's not even close. Right? And then what we got here is a zebra, and he's like covered in mud. He's been running. And I got a bear. This is not the first time I draw a bear in the sketchbook. This was me trying to get into Inktober, but I draw every day as it is, and the prompts this year are really boring. So I kind of gave up on the Inktober prompts and just do my own thing every day instead. This was me learning abdominal muscles. Some sketches. YouTube, please don't take this down. These are educational. This is me learning back anatomy. This is me learning some more back anatomy, drawing people from the back. I really like this sketch here. I think it's wonderful. This is from Line of Action, as is this. Most of these figure sketches that you're going to see in here are from Line of Action. Line of Action sketches, yeah. I got a Pentel color brush pen, the black one. As you can see, it's got this really fine tip brush that goes down to like one bristle, or it can be, you know, really fat and have these really fat lines. So it's really versatile, and what made me want to get it is I was inspired, like so many others, by Kim Jong-gi, which is, you know, this is the tool that he chose to use a lot of the time. So it's very difficult to control. I'm struggling a lot with it, but we're getting there. Some more Line of Action studies, this time in watercolor. I gave these people a little bit of scenery. I never do that with my figure studies, so I really enjoy this page actually. This is just me exploring some new pen inks I got. These are all cartridge pens done with a Platinum Preppy. Platinum Preppy. So, very nice pens. I really enjoy them. I also really enjoy the Platinum Desk pen that I got, that I fill with black carbon ink, the waterproof. The black ink is the only ink that's waterproof, so I can't use the other inks with waterproof. It's the only pigment-based ink of the three, red, blue, and black, that you saw on this page. Some more figure drawings. These are really fun. I have them all saying different things. I like this guy. He's kind of got this sort of indifferent, questioning look, like, and that's why I gave him a quote. And what does that have to do with me, you know? So, and then she looks very high and mighty, so I said, "Question me not, mortal," as if she's like a Greek god in disguise in mortal form. I don't know what goddess she would be. Yeah, this is cool. I'll tell you why this is really cool. Not because the drawing itself is very good, although I think it's legible, but because I never draw two figures in the same horizon space, like in a cohesive manner. And so I drew these two figures such that they had a different relationship to the horizon, and therefore that the men in this image would appear so that the horizon would cross like the bridge in their nose, and the women would cross the top of their head. So anyway, I still had to say is I don't typically draw two figures in one scene because I'm not very good at it, because it's hard to get them to look cohesive. But I did it this time here, and I'm really proud of myself for doing it. This guy's my favorite off this page. Off this page, she's my favorite. 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 She's tough. She's tough too. A lot of these are good. I like a lot of these. This one is funny because I accidentally drew these upside down. My grandma asked me to draw these for her. Nana, if you're watching, I love you. And then I drew these upside down on accident in my rush to draw these for my grandma, because I wanted to draw them for her before I forgot. So I drew this whole page upside down, and then I realized it was upside down, so I drew this cat. And standing cats are just inherently funny to me. So there's a standing cat, and he says, "The old upside down sketchbook trick, huh?" Because it's all upside down. Beetle. Watercolor and pen studies. These are done with the Jelly Roll Sakura pens. They're pretty good, but you have to learn how to use them. I didn't realize you couldn't press down very hard. You have to go very lightly when you use them, or else the pigment won't come out. This is another standing cat. You can see my sketchbooks often have no rhyme or reason to them, and I like them like that. I think it keeps the subject matter interesting. It makes them fun to look at and review for me. Constantly having a theme on every page is oddly enough boring to me. So, gouache. Not very good at using gouache, but I tried. That's what matters. And I always draw sun and the moon whenever I have opposing, opposite blank spaces in a notebook. Loved his bro. This right here is fire, bro. I love this page. I just think this collage of pages, or this faces rather, in this brush pen is so fire. I love it. The dry brush texture even is, I love it. I love it. I love it. I like this page too. These are the Pentel color brush pen over gouache outlined in acrylic art text markers. Major art nerd sentence there. If you know all those words, you watch too much art YouTube. This is a really fun page. I just think the colors are so appealing. Even though I have 3 different reds, because I painted these all at 3 different times, and the one color I couldn't remember that I used was which of the 3 reds, and I picked a different one each time. So love that for me. Don't know why I tried to flip it with that, but I did it. So this was my friends, Ashley and Ashley. If you're watching this, shout out to Ashley and Ashley. They painted a bunch of doodles in here, and then I went back through and added my own drawings on top of theirs. So that's how this page came to be. This was also done at a coffee shop the very next day with Ashley and Ashley. And I just drew some bugs while they were working on work. So that was fun. A bug and an arachnid for you nerds out there. I really like this page because it has a little bit of a story, right? So in my mind, she's this villain. She's got a Vanderbilt hoodie on because I went to Vanderbilt, but she's this villain. She lives in this warehouse on like this farmland on the back somewhere next to the train tracks, and it's abandoned, but she lives there. And she has this pet shade that she made a contract with. And she says, "Shade, you are permitted to run amok." And the shade is like, finally, you know? So I just really love this. I just think it's kind of creepy, kind of scary. I really like this page. And to contrast it, I really dislike this page. I drew this page so sleepy, so tired. I was so leaned over. I think this page it reminded me not to draw unless I'm in the frame of mind to draw, or else you're going to end up with something that you just dislike. Hammerhead shark. Very fun, very cool. This is from a picture that my friend took at the zoo. Ashley took at the zoo. So shout out to Ashley. Speaking of the zoo, I think I should show you guys the sketches I did at the zoo real fast. While we're on the topic of the zoo. So, this is my gouache sketchbook, although it's now watercolor and gouache because I did the sketches in pen and watercolor. But I have a jellyfish here, some fish, and a tortoise that I colored way too darkly, but it's too late now, so he's just a dark tortoise. He looks like he's drowning, unfortunately, although he was asleep in the water. He was very close to drowning, but he seemed to know what he was doing, so. This is a monkey called, or primate, I don't know if it's a monkey, called the Siamang. So there's that. He's kind of the star of the show. And then these are an eel opening and closing its mouth. And they always live in holes like that. And they always open and close their mouth. If you've ever seen a saltwater eel, you know what I'm talking about. And then this is a bonus drawing you get to see, as is this one. I'll show you all this sketchbook later, at a later date once I finish it, but it'll be a long time from now because I don't paint in gouache very often. So yeah, let's turn this page sideways here. I just love the way that watercolors give a marine like sharky texture because they just give such a shark skin texture as it is. So I don't know, I just think that they're just perfect for painting sharks and whales. I love her so much. I love the highlight in her hair. I love what she said. She says move. She's got this sort of dead glare, like I wish you really would. She just looks like a Chainsaw Man character a little bit, with those goofy faces where she's like, huh. And then she reminds me of Zuko because she has this big scar on her face, and she says, my scars are real. Because her scars are real, don't question it. And then here marks the start of the great figure sketching classes. Line of Action has these figure sketching classes I highly recommend. These are 30-second sketches, 1-minute sketches. 1-minute sketch. I really love this one for a 1-minute sketch. 5-minute sketches that I finished very early, as I noted here, and it shows, as I noted here, that I finished them early. And then a 10-minute sketch that I probably spent about 7 minutes on. I always find myself working a little bit faster than the time allotted to me, especially when you get to 5 and 10 minutes. Although in the 30 and 1-minute section, I don't work fast enough. 30 seconds. The watercolors added in post, but the pen sketches are done in the allotted time. 30 seconds, 1 minute. I like that the sketchbook pack includes people of all abilities. So they have people in wheelchairs and with different mobility aids, I believe. So I just enjoy that because I think it's important that you get the practice of painting all types of people or drawing all types of people so that they can be represented and that their character can feel authentic. This guy's good. These are 5 minutes. 10 minutes. I don't like him for a 10-minute. Uh-oh, y'all. Somebody's calling me. We're going to have to pause the sketchbook tour. And we're back, y'all. Seems like someone always calls me during my sketchbook tours. People don't call me that often, quite frankly. I'm usually the one calling people. But anywho, I love just popping in and calling my friends. If any of my friends are watching this, I apologize. I always just bombard people with calls. This was done yesterday at 1:33 a.m. I started a 1-hour class, I believe. Or was it a 30-minute class? I think it was 30 minutes. Anywho, these are 30-second sketches up through here. 1-minute sketches through here. I really like this one and this one. These two are cool 1-minute sketches. This guy's great. He's a 5-minute sketch. 5-minute sketch, 10-minute sketch. Again, I dislike her for a 10-minute sketch. These are brush pen studies from today. I just finished the sketchbook today. These are really difficult because it's so hard to control them when you're trying to go so fast. He's got decent control. She's got decent control, but these were 1-minute sketches and this is a 5-minute. I finished this one way too early, according to myself. This was also 5-minute. This was 5 minutes. So he was good. She was pretty decent. These were fails of this pose. I couldn't get it right. And then this was a 5-minute sketch. This is a 10-minute sketch. I really like this one. She's a ballerina, if you can't tell. This is a 25-minute sketch, although I finished it in literally 7 minutes because I was doing it with a brush pen and I was like, all right, I don't even know what to add to this anymore. Like I drew it. I don't know what to do. So I don't know how to take my time. And it shows, quite frankly. 30-second sketches. 1-minute sketches. This is a good 1 minute. 5-minute sketches. I think this is a good 5-minute sketch. And then a 10-minute sketch here. And then a 25-minute sketch here. Which is, I think, a good one for a 25-minute sketch. Although apparently I finished it in 9 minutes. And then I drew this this Pentel brush pen right afterwards. And I really like this because I basically drew it with no reference. This is just a straight up Leonard image, and I think it looks good. I think it's legible. This bear. And then I said, man, whenever I don't know what to do, I just say, let's study some anatomy. So this is me studying neck anatomy with the sternocleidomastoid. Basically, this little neck ridge here that is attached behind the ears and attaches to the clavicle. Then I said, well, I might as well just go on a roll and learn arms. So I did. Learning some arms. Spent some more time learning some arms, the movement of arms, yada 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 yada. And then I said, well, if I learned a bunch of arms, I guess I'd better finish with some arms. So boy, did I. I have a bunch of arms on this page. I just went nuts. And I really like them. And most of these are from imagination. Most of these are from me not, like I didn't look at a reference for a lot of these. So I'm just really proud of that. And then this is the back cover, which is some cutouts that I did from another notebook that I take less seriously. Whenever I get a good drawing, I like to mark it and save it so that I can cut it out with an X-Acto knife later and use it as a sticker, which is what I did here. And I painted this background red to hide the glue that I used to spray this down with. And then I did the same thing back here, except I didn't have to paint it red because this time I was smarter and I sprayed the back of my stickers instead. And then I covered the entire thing with a layer of packing tape. And that is the sketchbook tour. All right, YouTube, that was a really quick, fast sketchbook tour. I finished that sketchbook in 9 days, believe it or not. You can check the dates in there. I started on the 29th and I finished on the night of the 6th, just now tonight. I hopped straight on it, man. There's no time like the present time to just crank out a sketchbook tour, man. So I did it and it didn't take me very long. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it, man. What was your favorite sketch in the sketchbook? Please let me know down below. Did you enjoy the sketchbook tour? Was it your favorite out of the bunch? If you like this sketchbook tour, please consider following, comment, subscribing, and checking out the sketchbook tour playlist down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah.